So just in case I didn't make this clear enough, my elementary school mascot was Godzilla, actually. Coolest mascot ever.
The Godzillas.
The Godzillas. We were the Godzillas. We're out of Shin Godzilla or Shin Gojira.
Or Godzilla Resurgence.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it's the John Carter of Mars, John Carter syndrome kind of thing.
Yeah. The titles display the movie as Shin Godzilla, so
Yeah.
I guess we'll just call it that.
Mm-hmm. Toho's new film. Toho's logo opens up.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is applauding. Everyone's ready. Toho's logo opens up again.
And people laugh.
And people went, and then the movie began.
And yeah, I really like this movie.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It was entertaining. It's at the end of the day, it's dumb fun. I would say.
Yeah. Some parts of it are dumb. It's a lot more serious than
Sure.
other Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
It tries to have a political agenda to it.
This one had a heavy edge, I think, and that might have just been, I don't know, just a long period of like lack of Godzilla films, at least coming out of Japan, and America kind of taking over the reign with Legacy. So I don't know. There could be a lot of things contributing to that, but
yeah.
All those factors they don't harm the film. They don't hurt it at all. I think it actually helps a little bit more because they bring in different ideas, and they're even in some like American like input as well. Some characters, minor, but yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much right off the bat, this movie wastes no time in getting started, which I really like.
First 5 minutes, something's wrong.
Something's wrong. People are bickering about what it is.
Yeah.
And Godzilla shows up and starts knocking down buildings.
He gets right to it. And we see him in his... I guess we can go ahead. We're going to go into some spoiler territory with this review. So if you are planning on see it as soon as you can if it's playing at your theater. Because it's only for a limited time only.
Oh, yeah.
But okay, here's some spoilers right now. He goes through different phases, different forms. We see his first form within the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so.
15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a bit goofy, but...
And it's goofy,
creepy,
and like also really cute. It's really weird. Mm-hmm. And he's just like... He's an aquatic creature, so he comes out of the water, but when he goes on land, he's not even like walking. He's like...
He's waddling and just kind of like...
waddling, but his like belly is like slithering around and like... He's pushing all these cars and
protruding a lot of blood too.
So out of his gills.
Yeah.
And it's just he does like he's not even as big as Godzilla as we know him, but he's already doing like immense amount of destruction, which is really cool.
Yeah, he looked like he looked a lot like a puppet, and that's one thing I will commend him, the effects, which do a kind of a blend of a lot of stuff, but mostly it is CGI, but is made to look and mimic kind of the original feel of a Godzilla, costume or model.
Yeah, they definitely did that. You can tell they did that with the way the spikes kind of flop around.
Yeah.
They're not like super stiff.
The way the tail moves in some scenes, and just his dead eyes, his mouth, I mean, everything. It feels more animalistic.
Yeah.
And so we notice he's going through all these different forms, and everyone in Tokyo is taking note of this, and like we gotta figure out a way to stop this creature,
and they just don't know what to do at the beginning.
Yeah, they always have to like backtrack and think, okay, we gotta try something else then because that didn't work, and it's always a different tactic every time.
Don't want to hurt any people.
Exactly, that's the one thing they're all about civilian casualties. They don't want any of that going on.
Yeah,
you have some fun. It's like a huge ensemble piece this time around. Like I would say, like it's one of the biggest, just human like. I don't know if
there had to be at like 15, 20 characters.
Yeah,
in this
that you
movie.
all have to keep track of.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I will say one gripe is that there's points where they try to attempt like some depth. They're trying to give them some time to like shine, but they don't leave like a lasting impact that they would want probably, or any sort of impression. Like they're just kind of there doing their job. They don't run into any real conflicts other than just the shared conflict that Godzilla is, tearing things up. And so it's kind of just watching them do stuff. Albeit they do some fun stuff. They do some funny stuff too.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just barking at each other and talking to the camera and saying like, "We gotta do this. This is our next move. Godzilla's coming. We gotta hurry up. We've got 24 hours.
Yeah. But I thought it was entertaining because at least they're talking about Godzilla.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all that they're talking about. Everything else is sidelined.
That's literally all they talk about is how to destroy Godzilla.
Yeah.
And then they get pretty scientific towards the end, which really kind of lost me.
Sure.
Because they use a lot of big words like, I don't even know, like nuclear, cellular diffusion
stuff
and
over my head.
Half-lives. And it was all subtitled, so we didn't really have time to like sit there and think about it. We had to read it.
Yeah. You if you're watching this film, you will be doing, and if you don't know Japanese, you'll be doing a lot of reading.
Oh yeah.
And that's not a bad thing necessarily, because I do like a lot of subtitles of films normally. But here it's like it's really bombarded because there will be subtitles for the location they're in, the types of characters,
what the characters' positions are.
Yeah. Even to the floor that they're on in a building. It's just sometimes a little too much information. And so it's like you're constantly reading and trying to like get as much of the visuals as possible because you like paying attention to the characters as well. So that I would like to see a dubbed version as well. Probably, I think I prefer Godzilla dubbed as opposed to other Japanese films, which I prefer subtitled.
I'd like to watch a dubbed version too.
Yeah,
I think just so I could because I wasn't able to read a lot of the character positions or locations because I was too busy reading the subtitles and what they were saying. What'd you think about Godzilla's final form when he's actually Godzilla?
He looks fucking badass.
He looked really awesome.
Think that, but
that's Godzilla 2000.
Yeah, but just think a little bit skinnier, a little bit more just kind of. He just looks like he's been through hell.
Yeah, it was weird. He's got all these he's kind of bony. It looks like it almost looks like he doesn't have any skin in some places.
He's still repatching.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Short arms.
Really
short. They're just claws pretty much now.
And you can't even in some shots you can't even tell he's walking. Yeah. He's just kind of moving forward, just blowing everything up that's in his path. And he gets slammed by some rockets in this movie. Yeah. Slammed in the face, in the legs, and nothing stops him. Yeah. Which I really like.
Although I will say this is one of the first few where you do definitely see a little bit more of the impact of the rockets and how or even the buildings that end up kind of toppling over on Godzilla as well. You really do kind of see you feel the damage that it might not really be doing to him, but it's still putting weight on him.
Oh yeah, for sure. And speaking of damage, I think this movie does a really good job at showing ground level damage. Yeah. When Godzilla's foot steps down, it shakes the shackles off the roof of buildings. Yeah. You see when he first shows up and he's squirming through the streets, how all the cars pile up. Yeah. And you get all these shots that are from the ground that are POV shots, which are really cool. Almost like it's someone, driving under Godzilla, looking up at him or standing on the ground, which is cool.
And there's also lots of emphasis too on getting everybody out of there. When there's a lot of destruction going on in Tokyo, you get the sense that there's not really many people at all, if at all, there, because you see a lot of them evacuating and getting away to other national locations nearby. So that was kind of cool that they touched on that a bit more, because when you watch the other ones, it's there's got to be so many people in that building still. They're all dead or in that train or something.
Yeah. I really like the way this movie was shot.
Yeah, there's a bit of everything.
Yeah, there's some forced perspective there.
Yeah.
There's some shots like on the top of like. I remember there's one that was on top of an ambulance or something behind a siren.
Yeah.
So you kind of like get the car point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish I could focus more on the shots, but you had to read so many of the subtitles.
Yeah.
You can still see the shots, but you can't like.
When it's in motion, especially, or when it opens up to like a POV or like an in-camera shot or something, or even the one you're talking about with the laptop screen. There's a scene where a person's running in with like information on a laptop, and you see the screen from the POV of the laptop like heading into the room, which I thought I hadn't seen that before.
Yeah,
and
really cool. All the characters pass it around and are all like staring into the screen. It's pretty funny, but it's a cool shot.
The laptop was the motivation. It was cool. The pacing, though, I would say, like, because we spend so much time like with people like doing a number of things at once, like I would have cut some of it down. Yeah,
I would have too, especially when I'd say about 2/3 of the way through the movie when they're talking about the nuclear strike. That's when it gets the slowest.
Yeah.
After, I don't want to say what happens because I don't want to spoil too much, but they're talking about there being a nuclear strike, and they kind of talk about the same thing, just to different people over and over again.
And there would be times where the music would really build momentum, like, all right, we're getting right back into gears, and then it would just slow down again. And then it would just go like on a loop, just up and down, and you don't get a sense of where, at least given the act structure, where it's going in the film. So that kind of threw me off a little bit.
A lot of this movie's really quiet too, which is interesting. Yeah. Especially the beginning. You get like places where like little montages where you think there should be music, but it's almost silent. Like no sounds at all.
Yeah. It's very subdued, just kind of holds back, doesn't need to, be like a Spielberg film where the music's telling you how to feel.
Yeah.
So how would you rank it, I guess, among some of the other films?
I'd say because it plays itself more serious, which I really like, and it takes itself more seriously. So you kind of have to separate it from the Godzilla versus Megalons.
Yeah.
Any of the big Godzilla versus Space Godzillas.
Destroyer.
I even have a hard time comparing it to Gareth Edwards' 2014 Godzilla, because I feel like I would watch Gareth Edwards' movie more for entertainment.
Sure.
Just want to sit down and popcorn flick. I would, if I really felt like I wanted to watch the most recent Godzilla movie, though, I'd definitely watch this one, because this one feels more like a Godzilla movie.
Yeah, especially that it's out of Toho. I mean, that's Godzilla in a nutshell. That's where it originates from. Americans can try their hardest to mimic it, and they can sometimes be fine and entertaining, but like real Godzilla, it comes from Japan.
But I'd have to rank it. I'd say from a filmmaking standpoint, it's up there. It might be the best in terms of filmmaking.
You think
like
so?
Just how all the shots to
just the scope and the amount of people they got involved to make this happen.
The script, I think, is good.
Yeah.
Like you said, there could be more character development, but at least we're not bogged down with like some like Aaron Taylor Johnson trying to find his wife and kid.
あれがゴジラか。日本に希望はあるのか。諦めず、最後までこの国を見捨てずにやろう。新ゴジラ。
And the whole focus of the movie is Godzilla. I mean, he's the center of the whole movie.
Yeah.
And that's through the whole movie, from the very beginning to the very end.
He'll come in and out, but there's no cheap shots where they'll just they'll show him and then they'll hide him or something. They don't want to, show too much too soon. Like they'll go right for when it feels right. That he should be doing stuff.
Yeah.
And that's fair. You're not kind of like being cheap on your audience by like saying like, oh, you're not ready for this yet. You gotta wait a little longer. That's one thing. That's one thing I would really commend this movie for. Is like it understands. Godzilla's got to do what he's got to do on screen. At any time. So I think overall, I would say it's definitely good and probably up there with a lot of the other entries, and probably one of the best, especially technical wise.
Sure.
Godzilla himself looks great. Effects are overall pretty good here.
The effects are. I mean, there's definitely parts when you can tell it's CG, but any part where Godzilla's close up, it just looks real. Especially his face.
Yeah,
his face looked great.
Check
it out if you can.